Google's search ranking system is still suppressing higher quality results right now, and the Department of Justice can't stop it. Every search you run is being filtered through a mechanism that Google's own engineers flagged as broken. A federal judge ruled Google an illegal monopolist. The DOJ won, and the algorithm is still running. The document that proves it was entered as evidence at trial. Here's what it says. Google search handles 8.5 billion queries every day. That's not a metric, that's infrastructure. When you type something into that box, you're trusting that what comes back is the best possible answer. That's what Google told regulators. That's what Google told Congress. The algorithm, they said, is purely about relevance, built to surface truth. The product of more than 20 years of engineering refinement, PageRank, Panda, Hummingbird, RankBrain, hundreds of quality signals stacked on top of each other. Each update they promised made results more accurate, more useful. That's the official story. It held for 2 decades, until Google's own internal records contradicted every word of it. In 2023, the Department of Justice put Google on trial. During discovery, internal engineering memos surfaced. Google's own quality teams had been running experiments, testing a version of the ranking algorithm built around a different core metric. One that correlated more tightly with user satisfaction than with ad engagement. The results were measurable. Users found what they were looking for faster. Dwell time on clicked results increased. Return to search rates dropped. By every public benchmark Google claims to optimize for, this version performed better. It was documented as a quality improvement. It was cleared for expanded testing. And then it was buried. A separate internal team had flagged that the higher quality results correlated with lower ad click-through rates. Not dramatically lower, a single-digit percentage shift. But at 8.5 billion queries per day, a single-digit shift in ad clicks is worth billions per quarter. The experiment was ended. The better algorithm never shipped. The Federal Trade Commission examined Google's search practices in 2012. Their own economists found the same pattern, documented trade-offs between result quality and ad revenue, internal communications that contradicted every public statement Google had made. The FTC staff formally recommended antitrust action. The commissioners voted against it. That staff report was suppressed for 2 years before being partially leaked. The DOJ filed suit in 2020. 4 years later, Judge Ammett made a rule that Google had illegally maintained its search monopoly, the largest antitrust verdict against a technology company in 25 years. The remedy phase opened. And here's the part nobody covered. The algorithm didn't change. Not a single line of it. It kept running exactly as it had the day the verdict came down. Here's why no court order can actually fix this. Google's ranking system and its advertising auction are not 2 separate products. They were built together, deliberately. The signals that determine which organic result appears at position 1 and the signals that price the ad beside it share the same telemetry pipeline. Every query you run generates a persistent identifier, not your name, a hashed device signature that moves from the search input through the ranking engine and into the ad auction simultaneously. The quality score that ranks the result and the quality score that prices the ad are computed from the same underlying behavioral dataset. Untangling them is not a policy decision. It is a ground-up re-architecture of a live system processing 8.5 billion requests every single day. Google spent 15 years building that entanglement intentionally. Antitrust law can order a company to change its behavior. It cannot compel an engineering team to rebuild infrastructure that has no downtime window and no clean seam to cut. The proposed DOJ remedies mandatory API licensing, default search access provisions, don't touch the ranking layer at all. The mechanism that buries quality in favor of ad yield sits exactly where it has always sat, and it's still running. What that means for your searches is specific. When you look up a medical symptom, a product, a breaking news story, the result at position 1 is not the most accurate result available. It is the result Google's system has determined is most likely to generate a subsequent ad interaction. The gap between those two things is not theoretical. Google's own quality raters, contractors paid specifically to score search results, consistently rate AI-generated content farms and affiliate-stuffed product pages as lower quality than the organic results they are outranking. That rating data enters the system. The system logs it, and then continues to surface the lower quality result because behavioral telemetry at scale shows it produces more downstream ad revenue. Your searches are actively training the algorithm to serve you worse results. There is no opt-out. There is no alternative ranking mode. There is no switch you are being offered. Google generated $237 billion in revenue last year. $206 billion of it came from advertising. The search algorithm is not a neutral technology. It is a revenue mechanism wearing the costume of a public utility. The FTC flagged it. The DOJ proved it. Google's own engineers built the better version and watched it get shelved. So the only question left is the one no one in the remedy proceedings has answered. If everyone with the authority to stop it already knows it's running, who exactly is making the decision that you don't need to?